to Biz Chicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Biz Chicks TV. Today, I am here with my co-host, Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. She's in the house. And you know what? I just always have a smile on my face when Coach comes because we always have a great time.
Yes, we do.
We always have a great time. So, guys, sit back, relax. Hey, we're going to have a conversation all about your business and how to get more business. And today, Coach's got a topic for you. We just finished last week talking about the stuff that goes on in our heads and in our relationships. That was something, Coach.
Thank you.
Talking about jealousy and self-sabotage.
Yes.
Wow. Ooh, so let's dig a little deeper today, guys.
Yeah. And now
get that pencil ready because, hey, Coach is going to be dropping some nuggets today.
And now that we got that out of the way and we know that we're not going to do that, or at least we found the tools and we figure out how we're going to make that make sense for us, let's get into who are our customers and who we're serving, because now we're talking about the business people. And guys, even if you have a job, those are say your customers, don't forget that. The way you treat them, if eventually you want to do something, it comes back around, okay? So look at that too. So who are your customers? Like, how do you know them? How do you find them? Coming back from a walk with my granddaughter this morning, and I was thinking about it, how you find your customers and that sort of thing, because everything is mostly, not everything, but a lot of things are online now. And so I start thinking about the thing that bothers you the most that you need to fix. Well, fixing it will help you identify your new customers because you are fixing one need to fix. And sometimes we think you got to go real deep for that. Whatever it is you're doing, that's what the people need that you're going to serve. You don't have to go deep. You could be making jam and you're wanting like, how am I going to change somebody's life with jam? Well, a long time ago on Shark Tank, this lady made a pear jam and all the hosts there, all of them couldn't help, like they would taste a little bit of the jam, talk, and then taste it again. And Kevin finally said, what the heck is in this thing? Because I just want to keep eating it. Because pear is a hard fruit to extract all the goodness out of. And you're not overpowered by the cinnamon. Because he said, no, I can taste cinnamon, but it's just like the aftertaste. Like I can really taste pear. And she said, well, you're going to have to buy in to know about it because I can't just tell you.
A secret ingredient.
Yes, I loved it. And so that's what it is. You are the secret ingredient, right? You are what your customers need because of whatever your need is. And this is why it don't matter if everybody sell a ring light. We're going to buy a ring light from certain people, whether we understand it or not. We're like gravitated towards them. Their product was good. You see good reviews. People go back and buy it again. People buy a camera broken. This girl was saying a laminator. There's a laminator. I can't remember the name now that she likes. And she says, I have gone through about 3 of them by now. And every time they're done, I buy another one. I don't buy the warranty. I don't care about that. It's good enough for my business that I love how it does the work that it's supposed to do. So I will keep buying them. Now, you might not like it because sometimes they got a problem. But she said, what I love about it, I know what I'm going to get out of this laminator. So I'm not buying another brand.
Okay.
Stick into this brand laminator. So that's what it is, So that brand, people like it. They're going after it. So whatever you're doing, and see, those are 2 different things I'm talking about. Pear jam and a laminator. If you're doing stickers and those stuff and you're into, I love planners and that sort of stuff. I got mine coming out soon. Those sort of things that you want to have, it's interesting to you. You're looking into it, the type of printer, you're looking into it. Every printer does a good job. I'm an HP fan for the longest while. I just switched over to Canon because my HP is giving me struggles, right? So I'm trying a new brand to see if but that sort of thing. So whomever it is, whatever is happening with you is happening with hundreds of people. And you don't know it yet. And the only way you're going to find out is by talking. The only way you're going to find out is by reaching out to people. And reaching out looks different for everybody. If you're on Instagram, you're going to be a lot of pictures. You're going to be talking about the topic. No matter what it is, people talk about the topic. And you will find your rhythm on how to talk about a topic. Because how I talk about finance, how I talk about mindset, nobody talks about it like me. Because everybody's coming from it from a different point of view. So if you resonate with me, I'm the coach you're going to want to talk to. If you resonate with me, I'm the kind of bookkeeper you want to have in your corner, because I'm not only going to do your books, but I'm going to try to guide you in things that you might have a blind spot to. So that's the kind of person you would want to hire because you resonate with me. Just making a point here. So whatever you're struggling with, there's somebody who you come up with you struggle with it and come up with the idea. Think about this. I want you to think about this before we get into anything else. Think about this. The only reason YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, I know Pinterest is not a social media, but I'm still including it. Oh God, what's the other one? Periscope, not Periscope, the TikTok, wherever you are, and people become expert in those things. LinkedIn, it's because they study it. They decide, look, I want to learn LinkedIn. And at one point, I was doing well on LinkedIn because I was studying it. And I studied LinkedIn, and I had my stuff up, and I follow into groups. I joined some really great people. And now I can teach. I didn't used to charge for it. I used to teach freely for the cleaning industry how to be on LinkedIn and be prosperous on LinkedIn, because I studied it, because it was something I wasn't good at. So I got used to it, right? That's why there's the YouTube people who will tell you how to use YouTube to the best of their ability. And if you're researching and wanting to get on YouTube, that's what you do, right? So this is this sort of thing. Whatever it is you're doing or struggling with, once you learn how to do it, you should teach it to somebody else and you become an expert at it. Over time, obviously, it's not overnight, over time. But then there's a group of people who might now be started. That's the thing I always tell my clients. Whatever you're doing right now and you think it's hard, give yourself a year or two, and there's going to be people. Matter of fact, give yourself 3 months, and there's somebody who don't know nothing that you can teach. There is somebody who don't know nothing. I coached somebody that didn't know how to get into Google Docs.
Yes.
And it seems so simple because I know it. And this was a long time, and it's still happening today.
I talked to someone who didn't know how to cut and paste.
Yeah.
Seriously, because they never really had to do it regularly.
Exactly. Excel, I teach people how to get into there. Now, I'm no big Excel expert, but I know how to go in and maneuver things. And they're like, I don't like these things and what happened. And they'll, describe it to me. I'm like, okay, so don't do all of that. Do this first, And so there's people who just don't know how to do certain things. And you have all these skills that you've been stacking, and now you can use them and you can talk about it into what you're doing to get you going. Sewing is nothing to me because I taught sewing for 4 years. I myself attend a lot of classes, both in my home country that I was born in and my adoptive country. And if somebody can't put in a zip properly, or she'll say, always pop out, Caren. Like, what am I doing wrong? And it's partly because she is excited to begin to do it, but then nerves take over and she started doubting herself. That's really what was happening. Because when she sat with me and I showed her, she's like, this is not hard. And so every time she'd put in a zipper, she'll just send me a picture and I would critique it. And now she could put in zippers for her dad. That was what she wanted to do, put in zipper for her dad, take in a dress, put in hems, and just look after her dad because, he's a really good guy to her. Anyway, so this is how you gain customers. And anybody that she talked to, she's like, yeah, you want to go talk to Caren. And she sent them to me for all kinds of different things that has nothing to do with sewing, I tell people, because now is often this service. People come to get alterations and they end up being a bookkeeping client, or they end up coaching with me. So these interchangeable because they like what I have to offer. They like my personality. They love that we have this camaraderie. We can talk and it's easy and it's flowing. That's why I name my firm Coach Naturally, because it really comes natural to me. It's the thing that I do. There's bumps like everything else, but it just flows for me. And usually when it's a good connection, me and a client really work well together. And so that's why my firm is called Coach Naturally. All right. So that's what you want to do. Start identifying that sort of thing. Number 2 is when you fix, and while you're fixing it, you will build your customer base and build your clientele. Now, lots of time people don't realize, I'm going to break that up because it's a long sentence, but I'm going to break that up for you guys. I'm going to break it up. When you fix and while you're fixing you, and we talk about fixing you. So you figured out why you feel guilty, and you figure out the 3 things that make you feel guilty, and you found a solution for them. I want to take that solution and use it at the thing you stick in front of you. But you can take that same information and turn it in a PDF. You can go a question and answer. You can turn it in this little thing that you can hand out for free and say, this is how I did mine. So giving them an example of how they can handle themselves in the guilt. This is how I helped myself with the sabotaging I did. Here is how you can do it. Even though it might look different for you, but here's some pointers, an example. And when somebody get an example, for people who is not creative and who can't come up with things on their own, they love a lot of examples. And so if you give them an example, they can go do this for themselves.
All right.
And when you help somebody, they want to be a customer over time. Maybe not right away. Maybe they can't afford you. Maybe right now the money's not there, but you've been gifting them things and they want to come and work with you because they are your people, because they're needing what you have, right? So that's part of it. And then I said here, in the other piece of it, I said, it will build your customer base and build your clientele. Because if you get enough people, now they're in your pipeline and they sign up for something, they're on your email list. When you got something great, you share it with them. You're not pushing, you're not trying to sell it, even though it's being sold to them, but it's in this conversational way because that's what you had. That's what you had with them. So now you're able to say, hey, I've got this thing coming up. Excuse me. Would you be interested in it? Do you want to get on call with me to see if you're a good fit? And you don't take it personally if they say no. You just know that they're not ready yet. At the time, you could say, are you ready now? Or you're not ready now? Anything you can ask. You can't. No, you can't. What I encourage you to not be is be frightened and be afraid when you hear the word no. No, it's just part of life. Okay. No is maybe not now. And talking about the Excel spreadsheet or get on, the Google Docs train and you just write anything. I talked to Beverly today on September the 10th. She wasn't ready yet. And have your column, the yes column, the maybe column, and the no column. And then you put them in whichever column. And then you give yourself 3 weeks, 4 weeks where you send it back to Beverly and see if Beverly's ready now, right? Depending on what her answer was. And even if she's not ready, could she pass it on to Jane? Because Jane might be ready. And she's like, yeah, Samantha was talking about this the other day. And then you get Samantha. So you want to keep that flowing. And now you got your pipeline, you offer to more people for free. You come back around. And that's a simple funnel, but it is a funnel. When people say funnel, sometimes you get all excited and say, I don't know how to build a funnel. And I remember that happening to me. And I realized, Caren, you've always built funnels. You just never called it a funnel.
That's the thing. Here at Biz Chicks, we don't like to get into a lot of convoluted labels about what you do. Call your people.
Yeah.
Talk to your people. You know what I mean? Build relationship.
Yeah.
And and they kept talking about funnels. I'm like, what is this funnel thing?
Yes.
What is this? And it sounded so complicated.
Yes.
It's sort of like when we talk about people in the workplace not having people skills. My mom said they just don't have good home training. You don't come in people's house and go in their refrigerator uninvited. You don't come in people's house telling them what to do in their house. It's the same thing in the workplace.
Exactly.
Some home training, people. And give you all these fancy labels.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's very simple. When it's broken down like that, it's not hard, but you don't know. And you don't know what you got to do, right? And it's a funnel. A client might ask me, Caren, I really want to build a funnel. It's as simple as that. You want to talk to people about God and the Bible, and you really feel you're led. She's retired, and she feels what you want to do. I said, talk to people like you always talk to them. That's the beginning of your funnel. And then you ask them if they want to know some more. And you got it 2 to 3 people. Don't try to get a big set of people. And you talk to them. Ask them what they learned, what they didn't learn, what they didn't know, what they wish they had known. If they have questions for you, you're going to meet next Tuesday night. They can have them prepared. And you do it, and you continuously do it until you write the book you want, the workbook, whatever it is you want to do. And that's your funnel. But they do that so that you buy into it when people don't know how to sell easily. And then now you're like, what's next? And then they say something else. Nothing is wrong with that, but tell people what it is. It's the simple step-by-step thing that you do that call a funnel.
And tell them in a way that they can digest it.
Yes.
Stop with all these $50 words.
Very easy. I just give Terry there my YouTube channel because I revive it. I got 1 video up, I got 3 video up, and I got a post. And every week I'll have my video up. So I just thought I'll mention that in for.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's a great thing.
Yes.
Okay. We're
So,
going to put
guys,
that
this is
over
how you start building. Sorry,
in the
Terry.
banners.
This is how we start building. This is how we start building. And don't worry about if somebody got 20 clients or 100 or 2,000 clients. You got to start somewhere. One step at a time. One step at a time. When I come back next week, I'm going to bring the link for my membership that I'm starting. That is $25 a month or $200, a one-time fee for the year. And you're going to come in there and learn. It's the same things I'm talking about here, just more expanded. And we'll talk a little bit more with you one-on-one, where you get to learn about who you are, how to run your business successfully, and all the things you're going to do. For the people who is not ready yet for one-on-one coaching, but still need to get in there and do this little bitty thing until they can do something more. All right.
That is great. Okay.
So back to
putting this up on the screen. Wait a minute. So people can take a screenshot.
Yes.
Okay. This is where you find Coach Caren over on YouTube. And it simply says at Coach Caren Fern. Okay. Yes. Simple. I like it. I mean, we know your name. Okay, all we're going to do is go over there and search for Coach Caren Fern.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not hard, folks.
Easy,
okay.
not hard.
She made it easy for us. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, and then you're building your customer base. But the way you're building this, you want to keep track of it. Okay, guys? You want to be in it. No matter how small your base is, you want to keep track of it. You want your customer to know that you're looking after them. I sold food for years, and didn't matter how many times I see the people, I'm always excited to see them. My main people are my main people. Christmas time and various holidays, I'll have something special for them, maybe a discount, or I'll give them something from what they're buying for free, or sometimes I would personally make them things. I had clients would show me years later and say, I still have this, because I really held on to it. I just feel so great that you thought of me, and not only that I'm spending at you, but you are, you think to do something for me. And we don't even understand sometimes, because we don't know everybody and know what they're going through. I'd made a lady, I think it was a hand towel, and I'd hand embroidered it. And she says, Caren, look at it. I've used this for so long. The threads are coming off, but I wouldn't get rid of it. My daughter don't understand. And I thought, what? She's like, yes. It made me feel that you think so deeply of me that you want to spend time creating something for me,
There you go.
So you find little things to do when you treat your peeps. Okay. And you get them, you're all excited, you work with them, but see what it is that you can, show your appreciation for the people who is supporting your business and keep it floating. And so number 3 is, and we're talking about who are your customer. You're finding out who they are. Also, before I get into number 3, I want you to start looking at things that is similar in each of your clients. Like, what is similar? What are you noticing that you're attracting? What attract them to you? You could ask them as well. And I want to write little notes within those columns of things that you're doing, because over time, that's how you get your, they call it, the name just went away from me, but the avatar. But truly, you don't get an avatar because you went and see how much money people work for and what's their income and where they live. These are good things to start with in a magazine they read and stuff. Those are great things to start with. And I understand that's what happens online. But the truth is, when you talk to people, you know them. You know who you attract and who's attracted to you. And it's easier to sell to those people, because when I was marketing my cleaning business, I would go in all the expensive area. That's what I was told. And I would hand out flyers and do what have you. And I might get 1 or 2 people, but those weren't my people. The people were my everyday people who went to work, and cleaning was hard for them. And they want somebody to come in, and maybe they couldn't do every week, but they did bi-weekly or they did monthly. Those were my steady people. Now, did I have people with money who use my services as well? Of course I do. But it took so long. When you think about it, I was telling a cleaner the other day, I said, when you get a really big house to clean and you send in cleaners to clean it, it is not as profitable as a smaller house. A smaller house, you go in and you out, and 2 people can do it in 3.5 hours.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
4 hours. But when we get a big house, sometimes we need 4 people in there, and it takes us 8 hours. That's 32 hours for the house, depending on the lifestyle they live, and the level of dirt that is there.
That's true.
And when it's not only because you make more money, but here's what happened. The cleaners are tired. So the next day job is not going to be as great. So those are the things that I had to learn over time. And then I change where I advertise. Those days, the Yellow Pages, which district I want to be in, the Jewish newspaper, the Mirror. We had other local papers that I would just do in all of them because I wanted to see the people that I wanted to see and learn about them. And I find the people who would call me on the phone, have a great conversation with me. I sometimes don't even go see their houses. And right away, they'll say, Caren, we want to use your service. When can you book us in? The people who's like, I'm busy. Can you come and see me right away? If you can't come now, I'm going to call somebody else. I learned over time to say, you need to call other people because this narco cleaning services won't work for you. And I remember a lady called me back. She says, why did you say that? And I started talking to her. I said, do you really want the place clean? She says, yes. I said, you want it to do well? She says, yes. I said, we do a thorough job. And I don't know what price you're getting out here, but at the time, we charge $35 an hour. And here's what we cover and insurance and all that stuff. And I sent to her and she says, everybody want to book us, but they didn't take the time to have this conversation with me. I said, do you got pets? Are you going to be around? Could you take the baby out for a while? Does the vacuum irritate the child? Like, those are things to know when you're hiring a service. And everybody think you're so busy you can't spend. That didn't take me 15 minutes to talk to the woman. And we ended up having her for a year and a half because she moved after that. She was a nurse years ago, a head nurse. Her husband was a doctor. She's like, I appreciate it. I appreciate the time you took to talk to me. And don't worry about the money because we end up, having her for a long period of time. You have to know those things when you're going to build a client. The thing we don't talk about. Go ahead, Terry.
Go ahead.
The thing we don't talk about also online is that the people you get, you're looking at longevity with them, not a one-time off. So when you understand what is, and I'm not going to use no big name, I'm just going to tell you straight up, what is your clientele worth to you, you will handle it differently once you understand who they are. Because I know that one client is worth to us $3,600 per year. And so I know how many clients I need per year to satisfy my business and the people who work for me so that I can pay myself a salary. You need to know those things when you're building in your clientele to know the type of people you want, and the people who can afford you whatever you're charging so that you don't have to charge next to nothing. So you're not annoyed with yourself after and the guilt and the stuff don't kick in again.
There you go.
So we come back to that and we're still talking money, guy, even though I'm not saying money, money, money. All I'm talking about, we're still talking money. I hope you picked that up. I hope you realize we're still talking money.
About those profits in daily.
Okay. So number 3 was how to develop skill sets to develop your customers smoothly. Do it roughly towards the polished version. So this is the part. This is the part is a long mouthful, but I'm going to break it down again. I said all these things because I'm going to break them down. How to develop skill sets to deliver to your customers. You need a workflow. That's what if you hear about workflow, that's what workflow is. You need to develop a workflow. You need to understand who you are. This is why we're talking about who you are, because who you are is innate with you. If you don't understand who you are, you tend to jump around and do what other people are doing, and it doesn't work for you because that's not who you are. If you're a person who want to be involved with your customers and love having discussion with them, do not hide. And do what the introverts do because you're not that person. But if you're an introvert, you have to know how to deal with your customers. And most likely, you're going to track those people as well. Now, I like both, introvert and extrovert because I have a lot of introverted friends. And I learned that after the fact that we're friends. And that has happened to me with customers as well. But when we get together, because this is what an elderly lady said. She says, Caren, you're genuine. And I said, what do you mean? If you're in business, of course. She says, no. You're genuine. This is why we use your service. Because you're genuine. I know that if you're busy, you're not going to you're going to say, we're busy. We're not sending anybody to just come in to do the work to get the money. And I would not have a clean done because if I have a trainee and I know the house I'm sending them to, I'm not just going to send them. Because I could lose a customer that way because they're not going to do a good job because the training wasn't finished. And they're not ready yet. They still need to go with a senior cleaner to be able to keep cleaning.
Well, let's think about it this way. Do you want an untested intern performing the operation. They're not ready.
Not ready. You're right, Terry. That's it. That's it right there. That's what Terry just said. That's it right there. Right there. They're not ready. You got to be trained and ready. So understand you need to develop those set of skills to deliver to your customer great product. Whatever product or service you are, you need to develop it. If you went and you learned how to coach and you took a program coaching, then now you need a lot of testers. You need to coach people. You need to get feedback from those people, and you need to understand how you feel. Don't push this aside. You need to understand the feedback you get. If you are annoyed at the feedback and you think you did well, you need to ask yourself, why am I annoyed with them? What didn't I deliver? Because part of it, you know already, you're guilty that you didn't do a good job. No, just fix it. Don't be annoyed. Ask if you can do it again or find new people to test it on. And sometimes those people are not your peeps. So maybe that's why they're hearing it that way. But there's still good feedback. Like there's still good people there. They're still good for you to understand a part of you that you might have skipped over. And if you have a product and something happened to it, you're making candles and the candle didn't turn out well, you say to the person, well, okay, you light the candle, whatever. Yeah, I'm going to send you X, Y, and Z if that was your policy. Now, we don't do returns because it makes no sense, but we send you a fresh candle with a wonderful, in my case, a coin purse or something that is useful. Or you can ask the customer, what is useful for you right now? And if you're kind when you talk to people, even if they're upset with you, they just pipe right down. I remember a time filling my gas up at a gas station. This guy was in a hurry. He's like, why are you still standing there? Whatever. I said, oh my God, I didn't even realize I just dropped something. I looked down and I didn't realize you're behind me. I'm so sorry. And he goes, I am sorry. Like, why did I talk to you like that? There was no need for it. I apologize. I'm just in my head right now. And I just drive out the car, park to the side of the gas station, and then he just drive in. And he came back over to the window and said, I am sorry. And that's okay.
It's okay.
It's not everybody going to be like that. And I understand that. But don't be riled up, especially if you know you're in the wrong.
Okay. Let's just do what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Just treat your customers well. And don't say, well, they're lucky to get in. No, just treat them well. And when you're starting out, it's not going to be great. And I want to take notes of this as well, right? Do it roughly towards the polished version. What I mean is when you're starting out, it's not going to do well. Like if you're making candles, I'm going with that again. You're going to make the first batch. It's not going to be great. If you made the first, you saw the first project, it's not going to be good. It's just how it is. You're in a learning streak, right? The first time you clean somebody's house, even if you can clean your own house, you're not going to do it well. Just know this. The first time you coach somebody, you're going to be nervous and you are feeling like you're doing everything wrong. You're telling them the wrong thing. And then when they get back to you, you're realizing, hey, I got some skills. I know what to do. But you learn now that maybe you don't need to deliver it in that way for your own sake, because remember, your being will tell you. And so now you might want to cut back on conversation. In coaching, you want people to talk a lot and tell you stuff so that you can digest it, you can take notes, and something you don't need to speak on right away because you need to go and figure it out to come back to the coachee and say, hey, for our last session, we talk about X, Y, and Z. Could you be clearer for me because some things were a little foggy? Or you could say, I went away and had a good talk. I thought about it a lot, and here's what I have for you. And then you tell them, and they see if that's where they want to be. It's good information for you because they don't have to take everything you say. They're listening to you, and their being also will decide if this is too much. And if they can handle it and what they can do. I had somebody newly came on and he said to me, so next week, I said, after our conversation, I realized that he needs to be coached every other week. I knew right away, there's something I had him do on our initial call and he didn't get it done. And I said to him, you need bi-weekly coaching, not weekly. You need enough time to really get this stuff done. And I don't want you to rush it. I really want you to think about it because this is new for you. You like things to happen yesterday. And although I don't want to take that enthusiasm away from you, I know you work in a full-time job. You're trying to start your own thing on the side. I need to give you time. And he says, I do need time. Thanks. I do need time.
Coach, let's review Um, who are your customers, folks?
Yes. Who are your customers?
Oh
Your
my gosh.
customers are the things that is bothering you and you're fixing. And while you're fixing it, if you bring them along, you get to test yourself out and understand what you're doing. Because sometimes we're a little ticklish there. Your customers are the people that you give the thing that you figure out for yourself for free. And you put them on an email list. And that's called the funnel, because you start in your funnel. And eventually you feed them through until you sell them something or send them to somebody who can do the thing that they need. And don't be afraid to do that, by the way. That is okay to do in your funnel as well. Sometimes people don't want to say that. And when you get them, you treat them well, really good customer service. This is important. And then, you start stocking those stills and you learn what you do and you deliver them smoothly over time. It's going to be rough in the beginning, but you deliver them smoothly when you get the hang of it, your workflow.
Wow. See there, it didn't have to be complicated.
At all.
It didn't have to be complicated, folks. And you're doing the right thing. That's what I want to assure people too. That in many cases, we're doing the right thing. We just start listening to all these fancy terms and we get confused.
Yes.
Guys,
yeah,
stay focused. Limit the number of voices that you listen to. Coach Caren is a trusted voice. She's here at BizChix to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run. You can find her at Profits in Daily with Coach Caren. You can find her on Facebook. We want to show you her Facebook page. I do believe I have it here. And people are texting me, messaging me over on what do you call it, on Facebook. So I'm like, okay, let me share my screen. Here we are. This is how you know you're where you're supposed to be. You'll see Coach Caren, Coach Naturally, and it'll say believe in the magic of the summer for now. This banner may change, but Coaching Naturally will not. And you'll be able to message her. See right there? Message her on her Facebook page and book an appointment. In the meantime, we want you to know that you can also message her. We're going to put that up on the screen. Let me find that link. Pretend daily, because it's at the bottom. Just a moment, Coach. Bear with me.
That's okay. That's okay.
Come on. Where is it? Okay, you know what?
You can give them my YouTube channel. They can go there.
That's what I want to do. I'm going to put up your YouTube channel. So, because we want to let Coach know that we appreciate her. She's starting her YouTube channel. You want to go over there. You want to subscribe. You want to help her out because she's pouring into you every week. With that, we want to remind you that it's okay to make money in your business. So stand by for upcoming workshops from BizChix. We're going to be having workshops on AI, how to set those protocols so that you are safe when you're using ChatGPT. And that workshop is going to be free. So we'll be taking signups for that. It's September the 25th, and we'll have more information as we go on. Also, if you're looking to become a part of BizChix, simply text Biz to 33777, or you can join our community over at bizchix.net. Of course, these workshops will be signups will be posted over there. Also, we will soon have a page where you can go in and simply register. So with that, we want to remind you, we're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so that you can run a profitable business
that is fun
to run. Guys, have a great day. Thank you again, Coach, for all that you do. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.